everyone, and welcome to Royal Fashion News. My name is Brittany, and today we are talking about Catherine, the Princess of Wales's coronation looks. Yes, we saw a bunch of beautiful outfits from Catherine this week, and I just want to share with you guys a bit of my thoughts about them because I've actually seen two of them in person. Now, one was from a pretty far distance away, but the other one I actually had a selfie with Catherine, so I actually got to see this outfit up close, and it was interesting to actually be able to see the texture of her clothes and everything, her shoes, just in person, which sounds probably a little bit weird, but it just does give you a little bit better understanding of how Catherine puts her looks together and everything. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so number one we're going to talk about is this pseudo, I guess you could say, surprise engagement that Catherine and William did at a pub over in Soho. So this pub is called The Dog and the Duck, and so Catherine and William were going, and so I decided to go there because they had mentioned that they were going to do a walkabout, and so I was like, okay, so this is my best time to probably see Catherine and William in person, and it most definitely was. And so Catherine wore this number that we've seen from her before, and it actually has an interesting texture to it in the fabric, so it's actually a really cool look. I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was lovely, and the color just popped so well on her, I thought. And she was walking down the street and somebody goes, "Oh my gosh, she's wearing red," and I was like, what? I don't see. So she just did look absolutely fabulous in this. I do absolutely love it, and I love the pop of white that we got as she walked. And there's also an underside to the dress as well that was blue, so I just was really excited about this because I just thought it was amazing. And again, it was just amazing to see a Catherine look in person and get an idea for what it was like, because the other time I was probably about this close to her. Now I didn't get to shake her hand or anything like I did this time, but it was in Boston and it was pouring down rain and it was really hard to see. So this time it was great to have that kind of up close personal interaction and be able to see her look in person. It just meant so much, and I just thought it was absolutely incredible. The next look we have is this white and black Jenny Packham dress. So this is actually the same as the black one she wore after the Queen's death when she and William did a walkabout in Windsor with Harry and Meghan. Now she actually has a dress that's really similar to this, because at first when I saw it, I actually thought it was a rewear because it looks so similar to this other dress. But again, I think this is elegant. It's simple but stylish at the same time. I love her pumps, Aquazzura, which many have said, well, that's Meghan's favorite pump. I was like, well, who cares? I'm still not totally a fan necessarily of the weird bow on the back of the pumps because it looks like a butterfly, it looks like a bow. I'm not totally into it, but I do actually like the shoes here. I think she looks great in them, and she obviously did a walkabout later, which I thought was fabulous, and it's just amazes me that she walks on all this uneven ground and everything in these great huge heels. And so this was part of a reception for members of the Commonwealth. And when it came to foreign royal visitors, Catherine showed up in a bright blue self-portrait dress. I actually have really grown to like self-portrait. There's aspects of it that I don't like, and there's aspects I do. Sometimes it's a bit too fussy in my opinion, but I did actually really like this blue number here. Although we didn't really get to see a full body shot, we saw a mostly body shot. I actually did find a comparable sort of red style to it at Harrods, and I didn't try it on because I know for absolute 100% positive for certain that this style would not look good on me. But I think this is a gorgeous look. I think bright blue is really complements her very well. I thought it was a great representative, and it's also nice that it's a lower price point. Self-portrait isn't too bad. It's kind of middling. Most of their stuff is a couple $100s. If you find it on sale, you can get a really good deal. So I just thought for a diplomatic reception with out of town foreign visitors to pick a look that anybody can go off the shelves and buy, and that's not terribly expensive. Again, it's a smart move, and I think it did really work. Okay, so obviously everybody wants to talk about her coronation dress. And yes, we finally have a full body shot that got released later on Monday night, and so we can really actually see some of the detail in it. Although I will say that annoyingly, when you try to blow up this picture, the quality isn't great, and that really shouldn't be an issue. So I don't know if it's the resolution that the royal family uploaded it, if it was the photographer that didn't do something right. Something doesn't work because we still can't get great detail out of this. But the dress is just very regal. It's just simple in a lot of ways. You can tell it has more of an A-line cut and then detailing along the neckline and the sleeves and the bottom of the dress, and all the flowers I believe represent the United Kingdom. So this is shamrocks for Ireland, daffodils for Wales, roses for England, and thistle for Scotland. And it very much is matching Charlotte's gown. So I really hope we get an individual shot of Catherine and William and the kids. I hope especially, somebody mentioned on Twitter that they may be doing their own website, which they definitely should do, and that maybe we will actually see their formal portraits there. I think they need some of these more official portraits. This dress also, the silhouette is exactly like a dark velvet blue number that Catherine wore to a diplomatic reception. I actually did not like that dress in particular. I just thought it was very, very heavy. I think in the white it actually works much better. It could be a very heavy look, especially in velvet and everything, but in this look with the white or the cream and the detailing, I just think it really popped. And then we have some shocking jewelry here. So this is new jewelry to Catherine, because it's been a little bit interesting to see that we haven't seen much new jewelry from her. And what was funny as well is that when I initially heard this report, I was like, wait, what? I don't see this necklace, because it was like People magazine was one of the first places that mentioned she's wearing this necklace. And I was looking at the picture going, I ain't seeing no necklace there. So I don't know quite what they're talking about. But she was also honored to wear for the first time Queen Elizabeth's diamond festoon necklace. It was commissioned for King George VI in the early 1950s. The necklace was not initially visible when we first saw it, and I think that's because apparently there was actually a embroidered cape that went over, much like Charlotte's. Because again, it really confuses me when people were reporting, hey, she has this necklace on, and I'm like, I don't see no stinking necklace. So apparently it was hiding under the cape there, and it's difficult though to know as well where the cape actually was, which is kind of interesting. So it might have been matching Charlotte's, but we just actually didn't see it, which is again just kind of surprising. But the crowning jewel, you could say, of Catherine's look in this instance is her headpiece. So this was done by Alexander McQueen and Jess Colette Milliner, and I knew as well that Catherine would go for Alexander McQueen because that is her go-to designer for any major events. So this headpiece I think is gorgeous. I love it. It's interesting. A lot of people have pointed out that it's a nod to what the Queen's maids were wearing during her own coronation, but her lady assistants, they were wearing something similar. So obviously Catherine went and did a nod to that. So I really appreciate that. And when you were in the crowd, so I was able to get to the balcony and I was looking up, and it was the first time I had seen Catherine. I had seen nothing at this point. I had seen Charles and Camilla from a distance. I had sort of seen Catherine and William in the carriage, but barely. And so I just had no clue what she was wearing. And then when I saw that, I was like, okay, that looks like a tiara, but I know it's not anything in the British collection. I was pretty sure because I know it pretty well. And so as it turns out, it's not. But my question is, and this is the only thing that bothers me about this, is Catherine wasn't allowed to wear a tiara, yet Charles was okay with her commissioning something that essentially looks like a tiara. So why not just let her wear a tiara? That's just my question. I was really bummed that we didn't have more tiaras in this situation. Obviously, the crowns of the British collection are enormous and very, very impressive, but I was really, really hoping for a tiara. And I think my confusion here lies in the fact that this is essentially a tiara that's not a tiara. So I don't know why she couldn't wear a tiara. I just, again, find that supremely odd. So I don't know quite what the reasoning was behind it, but I still wish it was a tiara. But not to say that the piece that she created, commissioned, did not look fantastic and fabulous. It absolutely 100% did. I'm just confused as to why she couldn't wear something in the British collection and why she couldn't wear a tiara. I think that would have been better. Sophie obviously as well went with a similar look. And we do also have a matching headband from Charlotte. I love Charlotte's little dress and cape here and her headband. And I figured they would do a headband. I knew they wanted to do a tiara. I know a lot of people were talking about that. She is too young for one. The only thing that they could have done that added some bling is what they did, or they could take a bracelet and basically make it a headband. Some families have done similar things. And so that would have made sense for Charlotte, but obviously not a full tiara. But again, she looks lovely. And then, I wish I could show you guys this, but I'm trying to pack up to get ready to go back home, so it's not going to work. So for the big lunch, Catherine wore a Reese Holly double-breasted linen blazer in blue, and I managed to snag one. Yes, I happened to walk by a Reese shop near Harrods, and I looked in there and I saw it on the shelf, and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta go back and get it. And honestly, it was a lot cheaper there than it would have been in the States if I had gotten it, so I don't think I would have paid for it in the States, but here it was a better deal. I saved at least $100. And then she was also wearing LK Bennett trousers and her Veja sneakers. So I think this whole look is very, very sweet, and it's very casual, but yet also put together. And actually, what's interesting is that this Reese piece, it comes with technically matching shorts. So I thought, I know Catherine wouldn't go for a shorts suit, but I do kind of like short suits. I have a little bit of a soft spot for them. So I do think that's great. When it came to the concert, Catherine wore one of my favorite outfits she's ever worn, which is this Alexander McQueen asymmetrical blazer in red. Catherine looks fabulous in red. I love the blazer. I think it's great. I love Alexander McQueen blazers. I think they're awesome. She also matched it with her Van Cleef & Arpels Magic Alhambra earrings and necklace. I will be honest, I'm not a fan of necessarily this set, the Van Cleef & Arpels, but I liked that she rewore everything here. I think that was a great touch. Again, because you want the opulence of the coronation, you needed to have the regalness. You needed to be almost over the top, because that's what it is. But I think it's great for this event that she went ahead and rewore something. I think that really worked. And then we also have Catherine and the kids and William. They were doing a visit to the Scouts in Berkshire, and she wore this really wild clothing silk shirt. She had her G-Star cargo skinny pants, and she had some Chelsea boots from Blundstone. And so this was a very casual look, but again, looked really, really great. And she was like definitely a mom on the move, trying to keep track of all the kids and the craziness. But I think the kids had a blast. She always looks fabulous in casual wear. I think it's a place that she really hits her stride is there. So I tip my hat to Catherine, and I think throughout the coronation, all of her looks were fabulous, but obviously you have to give the top spot to her coronation look, because I think that gown was perfection. I just hope we get another picture and a better quality picture, because that one that they have, it's just hard to see. It's not great. So hopefully we get a better one at some point, and I'm hoping one with William and Catherine and the kids. I think they need pictures like that. Other royal families have very dramatic pictures like that, and the British really don't. And I think Catherine and William need a picture like that, because again, you need to have the careful balance of showing that you're royalty without it going too far. And I do think a key to that is sometimes you do need those really formal photographs with tiaras or very, very fancy dresses. And Catherine and William don't have one, and I need one, mostly because I like one and I think it's awesome. So guys, let me know what you think. What was your favorite coronation look from Catherine? I would love to hear your thoughts. I also did a video looking at all the coronation looks from the coronation guests. So if you are interested in that, I will also link that down below as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.